you're forced to think more about what you're saying. There's less junk in the comms, and I think that's already a big blessing for Blacklist.
Very deliberate word choice, right?
Yeah, you have to think about what you say. It has to have a purpose, and you know, it also dissuades junk.
Well, for now, it's war for both Blacklist and SMG, but SMG are going to be able to pick up first. Well, it goes towards Masaros. I think MidOne was trying to take that with the boulder smash, but I think they're going to be happy it's at least a core.
Yeah, and they can't fully commit onto mid now. Bosku shows up with a nice tomato creep and be able to cut them off a little bit.
The ultimate, they're going to gamble on this bottom room. MidOne will roll on in. Rune is going to spawn top. It's a DD, but the kill onto Afu is very fast. MidOne as well might just end up dropping here. Rolling Thunder ought to seal the deal. A clap out from Bosku as MidOne doing a good job of staying, out of position of the roll, but he's still going to be killed by that swashbuckle. Magnetize does a bit of work now as it's going to collect the kill onto, at the very least, Bosku. Oh, but a nice repositioning from Karl. Sees him on the high ground with the wand charges. He is going to live. The maiden auto attack's not nearly enough. Raven as well joining this fight. That's a really early rotation for him. He ran here.
The big thing that Blacklist is losing by pressuring MidOne is you're allowing Chidori pretty much a free lane. Kpii has just not threatened up top in a very long time, and Terrorblade farm is pretty damn fast.
He does have a Vanguard as well, so that's both offliners opting for the Vanguard as they are going to now connect and potentially look for a kill onto Karl. He's got a big old wand, the chain stuns. Karl at least able to take down Afu. Oh, as they interrupt Raven from getting off an early Wukong's command. Does not have enough mana now for the Boundless Strike until he pops the wand, but it's not fast enough to actually stun anyone inside of this thing. Looks like SMG are going to look for more. The Rolling Boulder, not quite long enough for MidOne to connect. Boulder Smash as well, easily juked out as Blacklist. They think they can take the fight on back, and they can because Kpii's connected from the top lane. Charge onto MidOne. He just barely gets away. So far, it's only really Karl that's dropped in this fight. Nice stun here onto Masaros, but he doesn't really have a whole lot else to offer. He does have maxed wild axes, though, so if you continue stacking these up, fight is going to go the way towards SMG. Kpii once again charging back uphill onto MidOne, finds another bash, a bit fortuitous, is going to be able to interrupt the Rolling Boulder away, and the damage out from Boss, who collects the kill. Karl with a haste rune back in this fight after he did die earlier, is going to be able to make it 2 onto Jaunuel. SMG eager to fight there, aren't they? But so are Blacklist. SMG look like they might want to defend this.
Yeah, it looks like it actually just goes for free. I mean, they're dragging some numbers in.
Oh, in comes MidOne. Chidori does have himself that Metamorphosis available. Only level 2 meta, though. We'll see what they can do as the fight kicks off with MidOne missing a couple of spells. Karl on his way back in is going to find himself roared up. Had a shield rune for the first half of that fight as they have found a soulbind onto the 2 cores. Karl, though, really dishing in the damage, even pre-diffuser blade, as Raven once again joining this fight earlier, doing a bit more. Nice kick out from MidOne. Does see Masaros still alive in this fight as they're trying to finish off Karl. Another Rolling Boulder, that's the damage to get it done. Kpii charging behind the fight as well, trying to finish off Masaros. Doesn't quite do that, but the Echo Saber early on will cleave right through MidOne on the Monkey King. Masaros and Chidori now behind the tier 1 tower.
Again, this hero has been extremely buffed in the C patch, was already buffed in 7.33 itself. Michael Phoenix seems to really enjoy this hero.
Oh, does he?
That holds no credence. It holds no... That is not a validation of anything, but just as a fun fact, Mike likes building phylactery on his hero.
All right, 2 bounty runes here going to be picked up by Karl, and another kill onto Afu as the Mystic Flare damage is not nearly sufficient. Zhao is going to go down as well, but they're looking to counter-initiate. The MidOne is connected on the roll. He's going to kick him right into the hands of Chidori. Now got that max meta, but needs to sunder and can't do it in time. The stun from Boundless Strike was simply enough. Manta Style now finished up for the Pangolier, so he's starting to farm more on the illusions, and a BKB on the Monkey King. Things might get a little bit spooky in this kind of a fight, especially as Blacklist, they'll be under an SMG ward, but they've got pretty good positioning. SMG reacting well now, doing a bit of repositioning as Kpii's going to reverse to break the smoke. Connects onto 2, the follow-up stun. Oh, it could have been disastrous, but Yule Scepter in time sees Raven still find a 2-man stun onto 2 cores. The follow-up stun from Bosku's Centaur Conqueror as well. Sees Masaros trapped inside of the Wukong's command, surrounded as well by the units. Down he goes. The Roar not doing a whole lot there. MidOne now finds himself awkwardly in this fight as the magic damage onto Karl's not half bad, but they have Kpii to charge all the way through the fight. A big sunder from 1 HP out from Chidori at the very least to allow them to pick off now 3 cores. Karl's out of this fight. The Monkey King as well without a BKB, still pretty darn strong here, Jonathan. There's only 3 people left standing at the end of this fight, but it's actually not a half bad fight for SMG.
Just trying to get vision. They're going to lose an obs for nothing.
They will, but they have another ward to fall back on. It's the ward that's just seen Kpii as well, who's going to cancel his charge in order to pick up the bounty rune. Fu has good vision now, finds a silence onto Kpii. MidOne looking to try and follow up onto that with another silence, but there's just too much damage. And Kpii has got a BKB. In trouble now is MidOne. I think he's got a Phantom on top of him, so he can't roll away. And with Raven immediately closing the gap, he is just dead, perma-stun and silenced to death. Chidori's committed now as well on the Metamorphosis, but they're not going to choose to fight anymore. They've lost the mid laner, they've lost the captain and the CEO. Chidori with a very nicely timed Mantis though chooses now to turn and fight into this one. Disarm, but still trying to get off the freezing field. It's going to be Jaunuel, but just perma-stun basically. The roar does at least allow SMG to continue backing away, but it does feel like they've overextended, and now Blacklist eager to dive underneath the tier 1 tower to see how much more they can get. A beautiful two-man stun to catch Masaros and Chidori. Jaunuel letting it go, finds the kill on Bosku, forces Raven now underneath the tower. He's going to go down, couldn't retreat back through that freezing field. So it's SMG with a nice buyback off of Jau, who are going to be able to still somewhat get the better of that fight, I want to say.
As well, if your heroes are all far back behind, you don't have a blink on, say, your Beastmaster, your Skywrath Mage. It's a support that's going to have to run up to try to combine with a Mystic Flare. So it's hard to connect all of these dots.
SMG, they want to connect here. They do see Tims. They're not going to see Karl, who's going to roll up with an Invisor, and Tims also has the Acceptor, so look for a Dark Fortune in this fight. That's a dead Bosku immediately, though. MidOne leashed up, stuck inside the Wukong's command as Chidori's 20 seconds without a Metamorphosis is going down rather quickly, but gets off a Metamorphosis, or sorry, a Sunder, pardon me, onto Karl. Oh, they actually snuck up Raven. I don't know what blocked his tree, what broke his tree. It was axes. It must have been axes, but Chidori in trouble. Doesn't have Sunder now for another minute and a half. Kpii easily makes the jump into Raven under the cover of the BKB, has himself a double kill, but that's a buyback out from MidOne. Rolls back into the fight after TPing onto the outpost. Needs more, wants more, but Kpii with the BKB now finds a couple of nice bashes here and a stun. MidOne wants out of this fight now, or wants back in. Yeah, that's another roll in. Raven slowed a bit to a crawl. MidOne still has 5 more remnants, but a big charge again by Kpii through the fight. It's basically bisecting it time and time again. Hit by the roots. Gonna find himself dispelled now thanks to all of his Tarn statuses, but eventually taken out. That's 2 buybacks, so Chidori bought back as well. They're making a play for Roche. This is some really decisive shot calling from SMG.
You'll find Aegis, you'll find some ways to cover Chidori at the least, but it puts a massive risk on the side of SMG. And Blacklist, with the way they've been playing, with the aggression, has been looking good. MidOne, he just bought back.
Oh, this would be a big dieback here, and it looks like they've got it all but basically guaranteed. MidOne does find a roll away. That's a big impetus. Bosku, yeah, but he'll punish you for that. That was a huge impetus shot. Chidori did pop Metamorphosis here as well, so Blacklist, they're going to be pretty fine to just chill. That's essentially, what, 3 minutes burned off of Aegis here?
Some fights he gets it off in really good timing. Sometimes it's a little bit awkward with him being kited around.
I think something that needs to come together, I don't know what order it needs to happen in. If I knew, I'd be playing. Oh, well, MidOne thinks he knows. He's going to actually get force-tapped away. They're trying to kill Karl. That's what they needed. They needed a roll into a roar, and that is exactly how they're going to get that done. A kill onto Karl. Chidori's going to pop them out of here on the first life, as they have forced Raven out of this one as well. Pops the BKB in order to run from MidOne, who's going to continue rolling. They didn't actually latch him onto anyone, and now Raven in a lot of trouble without a BKB, rooted up and blasted by Chidori's right click. Does not have buyback. Looking for more. They'll find one more as well as Afu with the kill onto Tims.
So you don't have that safety net for Chidori, but
Kpii's bought out here too, by the way.
Yeah, a refresh coming out from him. I mean, that can be massive. Double BKB, double charge in the middle of a lot of heroes. A double Nether Strike's nice, but where's your falling through?
There he goes. Stuns basically 4 heroes here. He does not pop the refresher yet, and he's going to be able to easily make it out of the fight. Stroke of Fates as well. They're going to start adding up. That's a max Stroke of Fate. We're going to have a Soulbind as well in 3 more seconds here, continuing to steal the illusions on over from Chidori and turning them against him. Monkey's still dead for 25, but SMG are going to be pulling off of high ground as Kpii's now chooses the moment to pop the refresher. That's a dead MidOne. The roll on through from Karl's going to cancel its TP, potentially condemns Masaros here as well, as Kpii has yet another strike to use courtesy of the refresher, turns it back over for the kill. 4 versus 5, Blacklist Rivalry, make it work.
Yeah, you know what, side is a pretty big item pickup. Preferable over the axe. I don't think you want to go fully defensive on the side of SMG. You just kind of want to jump in. If Masaros isn't around just yet to follow through with a roar, have the site ready and just keep that control up.
See how it goes here as Kpii may look to make a go at Masaros here. Oh, great Yule Scepter out from Afu. Does still get Masaros to pop his BKB, but they did waste Wukong's, and now MidOne, he's back in this fight. There's a BKB still on Raven as MidOne finds himself silence, pops that fresh 9-second BKB in order to continue on in the fight. Raven as well uses his as a Soulbind once again, not latching onto anything quite yet in this fight. Kpii disrupting the backline, is looking for the solo kill on the Afu. Refreshes, should be able to find this one easily, but they've gotten Raven.
Still no
Raven is down. Chidori is huge with this amount of damage. Oh, and the roar to cancel the TP only lasts a mere second before he charges across their screen. They are chasing him with quite a number of projectiles here, Jonathan, but I believe with 1500 HP, Kpii ought to be just fine here.
What a hero, Spirit Breaker. Yeah, it opens up that opportunity. The fresh BKB, big difference maker for SMG here. Last time around at MidOne would just run in without no debuff immunity.
Kpii in trouble. In the meantime, as Roche falls, silenced up, able to charge away. He's taken down. He will take down the Vessel.
Finally happens.
MidOne did not get into range to collect the charges. Kind of, you know, a moderate deal, but not the craziest, you know.
Not the biggest loss in the world at this point. You're happy enough.
Really good damage here. Does actually force Chidori to pop the Metamorphosis, and now it's Blacklist Rivalry who are going to about face. That was just poke, basically. They just poked to long range. They didn't commit anything there.
They had to use Roar for Masaros.
So now they're going to go in. Zhao is not going to quite be burst under to 0, but off of the Nether Strike, he ought to be, especially with the refresh. Kpii has the kill easily. That was his charge committed. Still conserves his second BKB charge. Raven, though, looking for the right initiation, has managed to find Afu, and this is SMG once again kind of just getting outmaneuvered here, it feels like, especially as they're onto Chidori. Does not have, well, a Sunder target, I guess. Down he goes. MidOne as well being beat to a pulp by Raven, and the fight's just completely broken apart. Zhao is, that was actually pretty funny. He's got shards, so he used the Ogre Seal Totem to get away, as Chidori does have himself a Hurricane Pike to safety. Ends up happening here. It's a Blink Dagger as well for Tim's he's picked up, so he's just keeping himself at range so he can always just blink in and get the Dark Portrait that he's looking for. Oh, they're smoking here. Okay, I've never seen this before. This is sneaky.
I like this. It's one of those things that I always theorize with Underlord, you know, when we first got Fiend's Gate. You get away and get a really interesting smoke angle.
They're going to scout him. They know, and they're going to see Tim's first. Oh, but they can't quite connect the roll or break his tree in time, and now the counter initiation is big out from Kpii, looking for the ult. He actually bashes at MidOne down to the low ground. He's positioning a bit unfortunate there. Rolling Thunder is going to be committed here, so now SMG with a bit of an advantage as they do manage to pop the Lincoln Sphere of Karl. They're going to try and burst him, and the damage now from Chidori, but he's going to be interrupted. Didn't get the BKB off in time. Karl still alive, trying to get out of this fight as Raven's going to pop the Mega Wukong's command. That increased radius, forcing back SMG, resetting the fight. But who's used more? Who still has more to fight with? Masaros, did he go back in?
He did.
Okay, Kpii says thank you for your life. Chidori's gonna tickle him there a bit with the Sunder, does put him on worse HP, and now Kpii still alive, dying to the reflection. He's gonna eventually go down. MidOne as well, back in on the fight, and he's gonna be able to pick off Karl, so that's a 5 versus 3 now with double buybacks out from SMG. They do get onto Jaunuel, as it's MidOne who rolls away to safety out of this fight, but you can see the illusions basically now just fighting each other.
It's so painful.
They know Roche can be up, and they need to make a play for this now. They got 2 cores out, but they've committed 2 buybacks, 1 on Masaros, and they're not going to yet look for Roche. I assume it's, no, they want to fight, John. MidOne wants to fight. He's in, but he's 1 versus 3, and he's getting his ass kicked right now. Oh, okay, gets off the beacon, but the boss crew damage, not enough. MidOne, no, it's still going to go down. Raven collects the kill onto him. That's going to be a 2-man Soulbind. Yule Scepter buys Afu a bit of time now on the counter initiation, but Tibbs is not going to go down that easily, and now that's 3 dead for the side of SMG. What? But Masaros, he just fought back. Chidori, he looks like he's going to Sunder him, but he's got even less HP to offer. All right, they're going to be able to get out in time. What the? Jonathan, what was that? It's so punishing here. That's going to be an Aegis easily now into the hands of Blacklist Rivalry. Raven will pick that up alongside the Refresher Shard. It's got Ag Scepter as well. I mean, you can basically just use the ulti, at least the first one, just to, you know, secure megas. Oh, Kpii is going to be scouted. I mean, 80% status resist. He's out of here. Masaros looks like he wants to roar him. That would have been a bold move. MidOne rejoining this fight. For now, SMG, they're going to try and play around this ward. Blacklist Rivalry respecting that as MidOne, he's going to roll outside of the ward, finds a nice initiation onto 2, but he's going to be perma-stunned here. Nullifier, MidOne, someone save the CEO, he's down, and he doesn't have buyback by 7 gold. He'll have buyback here in just a couple of seconds, certainly, but Karl, he's rolling on in immediately, and Kpii with the follow-up stuns. Oh, Chidori does not get a Sunder up, and he used meta on the first life, John. Oh, no, MidOne, he's going to buy back, but it's Masaros in trouble, finished off, killed off by Karl, and Raven's damage. 3 buybacks out from SMG, but it's a 3 versus 5, and they've kind of already thrown everything that they've had. Wow. They're going to just look for the game. They're going to force them to try and fight this. Raven did consume the refresher shard, so he has another make that Wukong's command and BKB. Whatever you're going to do on SMG, it has to happen now. There's a courier coming the way. That is going to be the refresher actually for Chidori. Oh, but he's going to barely just get it in time.
Oh, God.
BKB up with the perma-stuns. There's still a boundless strike, and he's just down. Jonathan. SMG, they failed to close this one out yet again by the looks of things, as they're being harassed back in their fountain. 5 dead, the GG called, and Blacklist Rivalry take game number 1 out from SMG.
It's a really even back and forth. It was a slower start coming out here from SMG. You know, they start to find these pickoffs later on in the game. I think, again, around 10 minutes after the point where we expect that ball to get rolling. Yeah, it's definitely MidOne. Like, we have to see our Void Spirit get a nice strong start. There's not too much that threatens to hold him down. Hold from your Wind Ranger is not reliable. He's copping quite a fair bit in these trades with Karl, both of them kind of pushing into that level 6 mark. For the most part.
Bottom. Fu, this is going to be a first blood 5 minutes in. Ooh. Goes the way towards Raven as Tims does TP in to secure the kill. Supports now starting to abandon their offlaners, as there's going to be another TP on in to refill a bottle of MidOne just ahead of the Power Maroons spawn. Okay, 8th Remnant actually still catching Karl. They do burn through the shield, the aphotic shield that is. Lots of shields here in the middle lane as Karl sets for a 2-man swashbuckle. Out of mobility spells here is Jaunuel. Just showing up, just chilling here for now. Looks like SMG will retain control over the top runes. MidOne just shy of level 6. Is going to get it shortly, but Karl's beat him to the punch. Now Bosco as well to do a bit of physical damage. We'll see what Zhao can do here. It's going to go for the Nightmare save. It's good enough, but just MidOne, he just has no mobility, Jonathan. He's going to end up going down.
For sure, let it happen. Why not? And they are pushing in mid now on Blacklist, again, keeping this momentum up. And they're coming in for the defense, but MidOne's melting.
And Kpii's scary. They might just kill MidOne here. I mean, the Illusion Rune's going to buy him a bit of space. And good shackle. David, wait, Kpii, did you doom him?
Just to make sure.
Just to make sure. I mean, just in case Karl missed the roll. Low percentage play, but Kpii, you know, he's going to secure it anyway. Yeah, not quite. Oh, it is Octarine already completed. There it is.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you had Octarine up, maybe you're a little bit happier. Still, you've got this tempo even without the Doom. Already pushing down bot as well. MidOne?
That is a wild. That's an absolute wild timing.
Yeah, no.
Raven. He's got a Sunder target. He doesn't even have Sunder. He's got a skill point. He's not even saving his skill. He's not scared, man.
Yeah. I don't see a reason why you'd be scared right now. 7-0.
I see a reason for Masaros to be scared. You got one little lonely bridge. Oh, and he's barely going to make it up and across the bridge. Fu doing what he can here, but eventually Karl's going to be able to close the door. That's not even defusal yet on Karl. I mean, Blacklist are just absolutely in control here, John. He's so far still from his Echo Saber. I mean, not that far, but needs the Ogre Axe. And as you can see, not a lot of farm to go around here. It seems like they're really prioritizing it onto Masaros, but let's not forget, you've got Bosco to counter him. Bosco, who still has a point in borrowed time, is now going to commit it. They actually almost managed to get through him, but will be just shy. The grip now onto Karl as they doom. I almost called him Makoto, but MidOne, yet again, they attempt to deny him, but will fail that as well. Fu at least is going to be able to... No, actually, Karl's right on top of him. There's a lasso. It's a kill at the very least onto Tims. That's worth 350 gold. Not the worst. Chidori now showing up to the fight as well. He does have Song of the Siren. There's not a lot of resources here, but there is a Metamorphosis Raven. That's scary enough and reason enough for SMG to back out of this fight.
Incalculable amount for sure, but not enough to really offset this game.
No, not at all. This one's still... I mean, you don't have Song. That MidOne is made out of paper right now.
He is. And Are they going to force something?
They're going to try. Borrow time back up in 10 more seconds now as MidOne in the thick of things is going to have to use an Astral Chef on the way out, and he's dead. Raven with the kill there, still fighting into the Metamorphosis as he gets off Asunder just in case. Bosku, oh, he still has borrow time. It just came off cooldown. 3 heroes dead from SMG as they try and counter-initiate here. Chidori kind of just sitting around. I mean, honestly, he's Naga. What do you expect him to do this early? I can't really blame him. Yeah,
you still have counterplay there.
It's troublesome. It's troublesome. Yeah, the way you can kill an Ab, I forgot about that cursed taunt. Holy moly.
Maybe it's just not too clear. Maybe there are too many heads talking at once. Easier to get your ideas mixed up.
Ooh. Oh. Afu. Just gonna try and get out of this one.
Oh,
sneaky movement here, but only one place he could have been. They're going to eventually suss him out. There he goes. I mean, this one feels desperate already, honestly. I mean, you got Masaros, and they're doing the next best thing. Look at Kpii. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's right. Doom cancels and mutes abilities. There you go. And items is what I meant to say. Masaros. I mean, he's just dead, John.
Yeah,
he's just dead. I mean, Tim's okay. That's fine, honestly. No one saw it. We didn't.
No miss there.
No miss.
I mean, you know, he was standing still, so my Filipino vision can see him.
That's right. And it's buying space and time, of course, but quite naturally, Jonathan, as they say in C, space and time for what?
Yeah.
For you to get doomed, as Masaros is in trouble down bottom, walked up the cliff, found Kpii, who was smoked up alongside Tim's, and is going to be killed off by the lingering damage.
Just like that. Like, I don't know. Like this build up, this arms race for Chidori, I don't know if it's enough. They'll find another.
Yep. Nice nightmare. Nice, again, precious second spot.
He wakes up from that nightmare, but you're not going to wake up from the nightmare that is this game anytime soon. To what extent? Well, I don't know. High ground's being sieged again.
Really clean stuff, by the way, by Blacklist. They do kind of get forced back. They collect a kill down bottom, kill the guy who was cutting the waves. They rotate mid, find another kill, and then immediately escort the way back top. This is great stuff, but yeah, that's all Boss got to do. He just literally has to press R. You don't have any silences against him, but now the grip onto Kpii. This is a bit hopeful, but they are actually getting through him, and that's going to be finally the second kill here for SMG. Karl as well, looking worse for wear, has Aegis still for 25 seconds, as that Song of the Siren's going to burn a further 6 or 7 seconds of that now. This might just be lined up quite perfectly. They're going to look for the kill onto Raven. Oh, but he's actually dispelled it. Gets off the Sunder. Doesn't matter very much, though. Bosku is now down for the count. They're trying to ignore Karl as much as they can. Aegis up in 7 more seconds. Really great stuff now, actually out from SMG. So they have been forced to buy back now from Masaros. Giving chase is MidOne. Just barely whiffs there on the remnant. What could have been, what still could be, actually, as Raven in trouble finds himself rooted and killed. Oh no, but by a neutral. They needed that money.
Oh no.
They needed the money, Jonathan.
They needed it, but it's a good defense out from SMG. That is important to find. Just prevent yourself from being doomed up. Prevent yourself from even just being shackled up.
Yeah,
big opening with that.
That's good enough, honestly. That is good enough. Mid lane. G looking for another fight. Masaros did have himself a lasso, rather, and now he's not going to be able to use it because he is going to be doomed up, pushed up to the high ground by the rolling thunder of Karl, who's bouncing around in the river, waiting for Masaros to come on back. One more that we need, Jonathan, before we've got the magic number, and I think it's going to be Jau. It could be MidOne, though, if he's not too careful, but Jau doesn't have enough HP. There it is. Everyone's happy. We did it. Chidori is now in onto the fight as Raven is fighting, holding on to the Metamorphosis. He's going to be doing even way too much damage than they can handle right now. He's going to look to turn some of that damage into Chidori. Now Jau bought back and is immediately just killed off, basically right where he stood. Don't bury the grave yet. Don't cover the grave. Jaunuel, he's back.
Yeah, so if you catch, like, say, Kuku, you can catch someone else behind him, or ideally try to use the first person to catch Kuku.
Yeah, because
that's the play. So try to see what happens. SMG smoking out now.
Karl, I mean, he literally, used Invis right on top of an Observer Ward, so he's an easy pick off. That's something.
That's a huge streak.
Oh my god, that's almost 8.
That's his first gold.
Well, is it? It's pretty slow, actually. Well, now that Karl's here, it's a little bit of your minus armor. They'll get through it, actually. Maybe SMG are going to have a chance here. They can Song to initiate in. And Blacklist, feel like something's coming. They see the Plague Ward's now up. Oh my god, MidOne just went through the portal. Does catch Bosku here. They're going to try and pop the ulti, but it's going to be Kpii who finds the ulti onto Masaros. He refreshes, I believe. So it still is... No, he did not refresh. Pardon me. That was the ultimate out from the Venomancer as the Song of the Siren trying to reset this one. Chidori looking worse for wear and out of mana. Afu TPing away in the trees, but the important kills. He did the one here on a Naga Siren. If MidOne can't protect him, and with Raven now letting loose with the Metamorphosis, it looks like he can't. Down he goes. Raven with the double kill now as Jau is attempting to TP out of this one as well. MidOne, he's been caught trying to pick off Kpii, but Bosku keeps him alive. The 8th Remnant otherwise would have killed him off, and Kpii, yeah, you got to tip the Bosku after that one. Nice fight from Blacklist.
Blacklist just play it clean into the Roche, get the Aegis up, get a little bit of Sunder action for Raven onto Bosku, I believe, just staying alive in the middle of all of this. And
SMG, see what they can do now as they are mustering for a high ground defense. But that is going to be a TB, I believe, still conserving his Metamorphosis, just kind of doing the damage with the illusions, not really struggling whatsoever. Now, it's from range, Masaros as well. Bosku, though, ready to go for the Dispel as the Tomb. Oh no, the jumper's been jumped. Song of the Siren, it ain't gonna save him either from downtown. Tims picks up the kill, and Karl, with the debuff immunity as well, is doing lots of damage here. MidOne even unable to jump him as Masaros forced to buy back. Blacklist Rivalry considering backing up here as Chidori is now making that jump, looking for maybe someone to overextend a bit here. They're going to try and force the ultimate from Bosku. They've done just that now, but that's going to be a kill onto Afu. He buys back, got out the ultimate, but MidOne, he's out of mobility. He's down for the counts as well. Masaros still looking for the lasso, manages to blink out before the projectiles from Raven actually connect, but still unable to find the jump. The buyback now from MidOne, and that is going to be the sign to retreat here for Blacklist Rivalry. We'll see if SMG can finally find to pick up the hook before. Did you see how fast he died, Jonathan? He's dead instantly. Chidori's going to follow suit. He's got buyback. We'll see if that makes a difference, as that's going to be the dieback now from a second here on the side of SMG. Afu hits the dirt for the second time in this fight. MidOne now, he's going to make the jump on in. See what he can catch. Well, a stun. He's copping lots of damage. That's going to be a Fiend's Grip. Do they have a shield in time? No, but Aegis is going to be there to cover him on the second life. Chidori, who's bought back, looking for a bit more damage as Tims might be the next target. Kpii jumping back on in. Hope Stomp is going to end up missing out from him, but Chidori really wants his kill onto Tims. That's going to be a big one. The disarm preventing that, and now Raven pops the illusions. They're getting onto Chidori even through the evasion. Jaunuel doing his best to save him, but Karl through another Rolling Thunder preventing just that. Raven beyond godlike now without a double kill. They're on to MidOne. That's going to be 4 diebacks. The 5th hero buyback is just Jau, and that's it. They throw in the towel. Blacklist Rivalry get the 2-0 over Team SMG.
And that was a very convincing win out from Blacklist here in game number 2. For SMG, I mean, just nothing lined up. Their lanes didn't go as the way they want to. They run this Batrider Venom, which wants to be really aggressive.